Hello, and thank you for joining me on another one of my lifestyle series videos. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dmitry, and I'm an American expat living in the Philippines. Here, I'm going to share with you how my life is going living in Metro Manila. If you find this video entertaining, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy as I take you on a journey of my daily life as a time-lapse traveler.
That's one of the things that you will only find in the Philippines.
Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new cooking video. Something I haven't done for a while, so I figured it's about time. But first, let's do a little shopping, shall we? There's a nice handful of supermarket choices right here in the heart of Bonifacio Global City, some of which I already covered on my channel. If you would like to check out the Metro supermarket that I also sometimes do my grocery shopping in, you can click on the link for that in the upper right hand corner. You will also find the link to that, as well as some of my other related videos in the description. Alright, here we are in Rustan supermarket. My favorite place to shop, not only because of its convenience, but also the quality of the products that they have here. Namely the fruits and vegetables. This is the primary thing that we're here for because one of the things I'll be making is a really special salad. So, here we go. So we got the carrots, we have the cucumbers. Oh yeah, we got radishes. There we go. Radishes. Then we need tomatoes. Here's a nice bag of tomatoes. Perfect. We already have plenty of onions at home, so no need to get that, but of course that's one of the main ingredients. We need peppers. Peppers right here. These are small ones. It's enough. Actually, I have one more pepper at home, so it'll complement it very nicely. And of course, seasonal greens. Let's see, that's everything that we need for a nice salad. The dressing we already have, and a few other things that are also required. Potatoes I got at home as well. Main course will be the chicken. I typically like to get the Magnolia brand, but I already got that from here. Just wanted to show you where I get it from. Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Hi.
Rustan's Marketplace is the store where I feel the most welcomed, as it has the most pleasant atmosphere, and many of the staff there know me on a first-name basis. Please leave me a comment if you would like to see more videos of other food markets and shopping centers that can be found in my neighborhood.
Alright, well now I'm back from shopping for the ingredients, and now let's see what I'm actually going to do with all this stuff. Some of the ingredients, like I mentioned before, I already had, so I didn't have to get everything. And so in that case, let's get on with the show. We have our cucumber, we have our carrot, we have the peppers, we have the tomatoes, we have the radishes, something that's very heavily underutilized, at least here in the Philippines. People don't seem to be using it all that much, but back where I'm from in Ukraine, this has been a very, very common food staple to use in a lot of different dishes. Salads definitely being one of them. And of course the onion and the seasonal greens, which in this case pretty much means lettuce. So here's a pro tip for everybody. I'm sure that pretty much everybody out there has had this issue happen when, you know, you're trying to open up a bag and you're trying to pull it open. You know the problem, so it's kind of like just too tight, right? So here's a trick that I learned. Wrap this nice and tight, and then you just push it inwards like this, and guess what? It goes right through. You could very easily open it. Voila! No need to be a barbarian and tear this thing open, or, you know, use scissors or anything. Nice and easy. Then on top of that, we also have this extra virgin olive oil that my mom sent to me from New York, and this really awesome all-natural basmati sweet vinegar, suka minatamis, that's made right here in the Philippines. Kind of an interesting mouthful there, but that's what we got. It's probably the best vinegar I've actually ever had, I think. It's a serious standout. Into this salad will go this extra virgin olive oil, regular black pepper, plain old salt, and the basmati sweet vinegar. Well, all right, now that the salad is done, let's get on to the next portion of this cooking experience exercise. And here we have quinoa. I am going to be making this right in this rice cooker. Probably the most ubiquitous thing that you're going to find in any Asian kitchen. Quinoa in a rice cooker, who would have thought? But you know what? This is how I make my buckwheat. For those of you who haven't seen that video yet, I definitely recommend you check that one out. Yeah, there are more things that you can make in a rice cooker than just simply rice. Pour some in here, like so. It's a little too much, I don't need that much in here. It's only 2 people that are going to be eating this now anyway. This should be enough. Basically, the way that I do most of my cooking, actually just about all, with some exceptions, is to look at how much ingredients I'm going to be using just by looking at it by eye. I don't really do much measurements, really. Sign of a true cook. Not that I am one, but you know, I do my best. In any case, we got the quinoa right here, and now let's put some water inside. Of course, the water is kept right here in the fridge. For those of you who care what my fridge looks like. So I have this water cooler right here with a Brita filter inside. Really good way to store water. Just pour a bunch in here to cover it, and again, you know, I'm just doing it by eye. Making sure that the quinoa is covered and there's plenty to go on top of that. Just making sure that there's a nice generous amount of water. You cannot really have too much, especially for my personal taste, because I like it nice and soft to have the similar texture to rice. This looks like it should work. You know what? Maybe just add a little bit more water, because why not? There we go. That should definitely do it. Now, put that into the rice cooker. One mistake that I've made a bunch of times, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I end up turning on the rice cooker and I forget to press on this button so that it does not go from amber to red, and all it does is get a little bit heated up, a little bit warmed up, but not actually cooking. So yeah, it's very important to remember that part for the novices out there, such as myself. And while that's happening, let's prepare the next portion of the meal, which will be the potatoes. These potatoes over here are going to go really nicely with the meal. Well, now, of course, there's a lot that you can do with these venerable spuds. What I tend to do fairly often, though, is make French fries. Pretty simple. Just cut them into slices, such as this, not too thin, not too thick. No reason to take the skin off, especially if it's nice and thin like this. Actually, I personally really prefer the skin to be on. It gives it an additional texture, flavor, and you know what? A lot of the nutrients actually are in the skin of the potato, so I always prefer French fries with the skin on. 1 potato, 2 potato. Just have these nice sized wedges. There we go. I think that's about it. Next, put this on this metal plate over here. Spread them out nicely so that each one of them has its own little spot. There we go, that kind of just about does it, I guess, yeah? What do you think? I pour some coconut oil on top of this. I prefer coconut oil. This is not what this oil is. It's actually this oil right here. The Manila premium coconut oil. That's the one that I've been using for a while now. Not the most flavorful, but it has a nice and light flavor. Gets the job done as far as oil goes, and good price too. So I just get some nice drippage over here so that it's all covered up. The bottom of this plate is covered with oil. And next, of course, I have to put salt. Salt it up, there we go. Next, I'm going to put it into this toaster right here, because it's gonna take a while. This is like a 20-minute process. Put it on maximum heat, boom, right away. 20 minutes should do it. It's going to be heated from the top and bottom. So for the next 20 minutes, it's going to be quite busy over here. Next is going to be really the main event. This chicken over here that I've been marinating since yesterday. It's always a good idea to have it soak for a while. So this chicken has been marinated in soy sauce, garlic, and onion that I chopped up previously. And it's the Magnolia chicken that I showed in the store previously. Basically just pieces of chicken with the skin and bones and all. Yeah, this should be really good. Thing is though, I believe that I put kind of too much soy sauce here. I'm afraid that it might be a little bit too salty if I just cook the whole thing as it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain out some of the excess soy sauce over here. I've never done it quite like this before, so I'm just going to use this strainer and get some of the excess soy sauce out, because I've had chicken that I made that was too salty and that's not cool. Hopefully this is going to work out without making a mess, which is always a danger when dealing with something that is pouring out of a Ziploc bag like this. Let's Let's see if I can prevent a mess from happening, huh? All right, that should be fine now. There's actually a little bit of the onion pieces that are left over here, and I'm going to put it right back onto the frying pan. I know that it's generally a good idea to preheat the frying pan, something that I don't typically do, to be honest. This is an electric stove with a ceramic top. Actually, I really prefer this a lot because I could use this as a countertop, kind of like the way that you see me keeping this toaster over here, since I'm not supposed to be keeping anything in the refrigerator. Don't ask me why. But yeah, in the meantime, we're going to be preheating this a little bit, and then I'm going to pour oil. Still have, should be just enough over here, right? What do you think? Looks fine to me. Just give it a little bit of time to preheat. By the way, this frying pan is awesome. You see it's got a white coating. Looks a little bit unique, but that's because this is actually a ceramic coating. It is the best non-stick coating you can have. It's way better than Teflon. So much more effective. And at the same time, Teflon is not exactly something that you want to have and go inside your body because it's highly, highly toxic. Of course, when a Teflon coated frying pan is in good condition, then there's no issue with that. But once you start seeing some cracks appear, and then if you cook on top of that, then you pretty much know that Teflon is going to leach into your food, and you do not want that. So this frying pan is preheating, and I'm going to put some oil here now. There we go. That should be good, I guess. Pour this out in here. Whoa, there we go. Gotta love those Ziploc bags, huh? One thing that you cannot have too much of is fried onion. So I actually have a little bit of extra onion left from what I didn't put into the salad because the onion that I was using is just huge. I'm going to just chop up a little bit more onion in there and have that be added to the mix. Even though there's already a bunch of onion that the chicken has been marinating with, having some extra onion is not going to get in the way. Trust me, especially when it's nice and fried. Although, you know what? I'm actually not going to be in a rush to put that in there because chicken cooks a lot slower than onion does. One danger that you could be in when you're marinating this kind of a mix and putting it all together in a frying pan is that the additional ingredients like the onion and garlic, they might start getting a little bit burnt before the chicken is actually fully cooked. Maybe I shouldn't have put everything all at once. I'm gonna put some of it back into the Ziploc because this is just too much. I'm going to cook some of it later. This is still very early on in the cooking process, so it should be just fine. The rest of this chicken will be continuing to marinate. Yeah, that's why this is a very good follow-up to the video that I made previously about cooking. It's called Man in the Kitchen, Out of His Element. This is becoming a little bit more of my element as I have more experience cooking, but it's now getting cooked. In a little while, I'm actually going to add another ingredient, but you have to wait for that just a little bit more. All right, well, the French fries seem to be already possibly done. Let's see. Let's have a little sample over here. One thing that sometimes happens is that they get stuck, but this one's all right. Let's see how this one tastes. You know what? I think that's good. We'll just leave it at that. French fries are done, but chicken still has to cook for quite a while more. Let me just flip this for the first time. Soon though, I'm going to be adding yet another ingredient to this. It's kind of a little early for now. This is still just getting primed up in the cooking process, so let it keep going for now. I'm just really hoping that the onions and the garlic do not get burned before the chicken actually starts getting thoroughly cooked. All right, let's have a short pause looking at the chicken and check out what's happening with the quinoa over here. And look at this. So it didn't click off by itself, I just turned it off manually because I see that the water's been evaporated. When that happens, it's time to turn it off because otherwise it's going to get stuck to the bottom. Oh, you know what? This onion will need to get added to the chicken soon, but you know what? This can wait. That's fine. I need to put a little bit of butter. Some butter goes in, like so. Don't be shy. And also I'm going to add some salt to that as well. And just sprinkle in some salt and mix it all together. See, it's already getting stuck. Ay, nako. Not too bad though. Looks like I stopped it just about in time. So mix it in, holla holla. Yeah, not too bad. If I was going to let it run its course and click off by itself, then there would have been a lot more stuck to the bottom. This is practically nothing, so it's fine. Quinoa is a really awesome alternative to rice. Way healthier, and if you just add some butter and salt like this, it's also, in my opinion, a lot tastier. A lot of people like this grain. Comes from South America, and I'm personally really in love with this thing. My mom also sends it to me from New York City, just like the buckwheat, because it's so much more expensive here in the Philippines. And that's why I always have a lot of it in stock. My closet over here, you should only see how much quinoa and buckwheat I actually have. It's kind of a mess there, so that's not happening, but just take my word for it, I have a lot. In the meantime, this chicken here is continuing to get further cooked, so I'm going to add the rest of this onion so that it has a chance to get cooked as well. There you go. Also mix it in. Halo halo. Yeah, I know that some of the onion is going to be more thoroughly cooked than other parts of the onion, but it's fine. I'm going to give it a little bit more of a varied texture. Let's see, because of the ceramic coating, nothing is really getting stuck. It's so awesome. Cooking like this makes it such a breeze, and washing later as well. This is just awesome. The chicken is really well on its way to getting cooked. But another thing that I'm putting in here is this special flour mix that actually came with the chicken. That's going to give it some really awesome additional flavor. Of course, you have to make sure that everything is covered on both sides. Press it in there so that it's absorbed as much as possible. Flip it over to the other side and add some more. Don't be shy. They always put such a large amount in here. There are lots of flour. There's still gonna be plenty more left for the rest of the chicken that I still have left. Always make sure that everything is fairly evenly mixed. This flour is going to be almost like breading to add some nice extra flavor and texture. You might want to put some more oil there actually later. It's getting stuck a little bit, but not that much. Yeah, I'm sure that watching this in time-lapse must be really fascinating. And around this time, you start having to make sure that nothing gets burned in there. All right, I think that it's pretty much done by now. In fact, it's getting slightly burnt here on the bottom, but you know, I personally kind of like it a little crispy, so I got it to that state sort of on purpose, mostly on purpose. And I didn't time anything, it's just I'm going by the look and feel. Yeah, it's kind of getting crispy, slightly burnt, but not too much, which to me means that it's pretty much done. So it's all cooked and now it's ready to serve. And so here's the end result. The meal is all ready. We got the adobo fried chicken, we have the french fries, quinoa, and the salad. And now we're ready to eat, right? So, hope you enjoyed this video, this second major cooking video. I made a couple of others in the past, but you know, this is just me still getting a handle of being a man in the kitchen. Still kind of out of my element, but you know, little by little getting a little bit better. Going to be making, giving it this little bit of a spicy kick with this basmati spicy sauce. This is so good, by the way. Love this stuff. Unfortunately, my wife Khrys here is not able to really add much to the conversation here because she's not able to speak very well because of her neurological condition. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos I've made about that. If you haven't seen any videos about that before, then please do hit the link on the upper right hand corner that you see here. It's going to be some interesting stories about that, but in any case, I'm going to be closing out this video right here. If you did like it, please do hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Always do take care of yourselves and each other. And of course, keep looking out for more videos coming at you from the Time-Lapse Traveler. All right, let's eat.